Hello everyone, and welcome back to our English story channel. Today, I have a very special story for you. This story is about me. I am a doctor, and today, I want to tell you about my very first day working in a hospital. It was an exciting day, but it was also a terrifying day. I made a big mistake. A mistake that almost cost a life. Before we start, please write in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love to know where my listeners live. And here is a little question for you. Listen carefully during the story and try to find the answer. What mistake did I make on my very first day as a young doctor? If you find the answer, please write it in the comments. Try to write it in English. This will help you practice. All right, are you ready? Let's begin my story. My name is Elena. 5 years ago, I finished medical school. I studied for 6 long years. I read thousands of pages. I memorized hundreds of bones, muscles, and medicines. I was proud. I was ready. Or so I thought. My first day at the hospital was a Monday morning. I woke up at 5 o'clock. My hands were shaking as I put on my white coat. I looked in the mirror. You can do this, Eleanor, I told myself. But inside, I did not feel sure. At all. I arrived at the hospital 1 hour early. The building was big and busy, even at 6 in the morning. Nurses walked fast. Machines beeped. Phones rang. Everyone seemed to know exactly what to do. I felt very small. My supervisor was a senior doctor named Dr. Reyes. He was kind, but very busy. Welcome, Elena, he said. Today will be hard, but you will learn fast. That is how it works here. Then he walked away to see another patient, and I was left standing alone in the hallway. I want to explain something here. In a hospital, doctors give patients medicine through injections. Some medicines are strong, some are weak. Some look almost the same in the bottle, but they are very, very different inside. A nurse usually checks the medicine first. Then a doctor checks it again. 2 checks. Always 2 checks. This is the rule. This rule exists to keep patients safe. I did not know yet how important that rule was. Not yet. By noon, I had already seen 6 patients. I checked blood pressure. I listened to hearts. I wrote notes. My feet hurt. My mind was tired. But I told myself, keep going, Elena. This is your job now. At 1 o'clock, a nurse called my name. Dr. Elena, room 12 needs an injection. The patient is in pain. Can you prepare it? My heart jumped. This was my first injection alone, without Dr. Reyes standing next to me. I walked into the medicine room. There were 2 small bottles on the shelf, side by side. Same shape, same size, almost the same label color. One bottle held a mild pain medicine. The other bottle held a much stronger medicine, used only for very serious cases, in very small, careful amounts. I picked up a bottle. I was thinking about so many things at once. The patient's pain, my shaking hands, the busy hallway outside. I did not read the small label carefully. I told myself, I know this one. I studied this. But I did not stop. I did not slow down. I filled the syringe and walked to room 12. The patient was an elderly man named Mr. Thompson. He smiled weakly at me. Thank you, doctor, he said. The pain is very bad today. I smiled back, trying to look calm, trying to look like a real doctor. I gave him the injection. For a few seconds, nothing happened. I started to walk away, feeling proud of myself. My first injection, all alone. But then, Behind me, I heard a sound that froze my whole body. Mr. Thompson's breathing changed. It became slow, too slow. His eyes started to close, even though he was not sleepy before. "Doctor," he whispered, "I feel strange." My heart began to pound so hard I could hear it in my own ears. Something was wrong. Something was very wrong. I ran to the door and shouted into the hallway. "Help! I need help in room 12, now!" Nurses rushed in. Dr. Reyes appeared seconds later, moving fast despite his age. He checked Mr. Thompson's pulse. He checked his breathing. "What did you give him?" "Doctor," Reyes asked me, his voice sharp and urgent. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely speak. The pain medicine," I said. "From the shelf in the medicine room." Dr. Reyes ran to the medicine room himself. He came back holding the empty bottle in his hand. His face went pale. "Eleanor," he said quietly, "this is not the mild medicine. This is the strong one. You gave him 10 times the dose he needed." The room felt like it was spinning around me. I had made a mistake. A real mistake. A mistake that could end a man's life. I did not check the label carefully enough. The 2 bottles looked almost the same, but they were not the same. And now, Mr. Thompson was lying in front of me, his body fighting against what I had given him. "I am so sorry," I whispered. Tears filled my eyes. "I am so sorry, Mr. Thompson. I made a mistake." But Dr. Reyes did not have time for my tears. "We fix this now, and we cry later," he said firmly. "Get the reversal medicine. Now!" The next few minutes felt like hours. Dr. Reyes gave Mr. Thompson another medicine, one that could stop the effect of the first one. Nurses connected him to machines. Everyone moved with calm, fast hands, the kind of hands that come from years of practice. I stood in the corner, frozen, watching the man I had hurt fight to breathe normally again. Slowly, very slowly, his breathing became steadier. His eyes opened halfway. The numbers on the machine began to look more normal. "After what felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life, Doctor." Reyes turned to me and said, "He is stable now. He is going to be okay." Those words felt like a warm blanket on a cold day. "He is going to be okay." I held on to those words with my whole heart. Mr. Thompson stayed in the hospital for observation that night, but by the next morning, he was sitting up, eating breakfast, and joking with the nurses again. When I walked into his room, terrified to face him, he looked at me and said, "You came back to check on me. That means something." I almost cried again, but this time, the tears were different. Later that day, Dr. Reyes sat with me in his small office. I expected him to be angry. I expected him to send me home, or worse. Instead, he spoke softly. "Elena, every doctor I know has a story like this. A mistake that scared them so badly, they never forgot it. The doctors who become great are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who learn from them and never make that same mistake again." He gave me simple advice that day, advice I still follow now, 5 years later. Always read the label, even when you are in a hurry. Always ask a nurse to double-check, even when you feel confident. And when you are tired or stressed, slow down instead of speeding up, because that is exactly when mistakes happen. He said one more thing that stayed in my heart forever. Being a good doctor does not mean being perfect. It means paying attention, admitting your mistakes quickly, and learning fast. That night, I went home, and I could not stop shaking. I sat on my bed and thought about the whole day. I thought about my mistake, my fear, and the relief I felt when Mr. Thompson opened his eyes. I made a promise to myself that night, a promise I have kept every single day since. I would never again pick up a medicine without reading the label twice. Not once, twice, every time. I learned something powerful that day. New doctors are not perfect. We are nervous. We are tired. We are learning a job where mistakes can be very serious, often with no time to think and no room for error. Mistakes happen, even to people who studied for years. But what matters most is what you do after the mistake. You stay calm. You ask for help immediately. You learn, and you grow stronger. Today, I am a senior doctor myself. I have trained many young doctors over the years, and I tell them this story on their very first day. I tell them about Mr. Thompson, about the 2 bottles that look the same, and about the lesson I will never forget. Every single time I prepare an injection now, even after 5 years, even after thousands of patients, I read the label 2 times. Some habits you never forget. Some habits save lives. If you are studying to become a doctor, or if you work in any job where one small mistake can matter so much, please remember my story. You will not be perfect, and that is okay. What matters is your attention, your honesty when something goes wrong, and your willingness to learn from your worst day. That is what makes a great professional. Not perfection, just care, attention, and the courage to keep going. So now, let me ask you the question again from the beginning of this story. What mistake did I make on my first day as a young doctor? Please write it in the comments, in English if you can. Thank you so much for listening to my story today. I hope it helped you practice your English, and I hope it touched your heart a little too. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel for more slow and simple English stories. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. See you in the next story. Take care, and goodbye for now.